welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Life. So first time stopping by, you're welcome. And if it's not your first time stopping by, thanks for always coming back. Thanks for loving my last post. I didn't know you guys loved jewelry all that much. I'm going to leave the link somewhere up here so you can catch it up if you do not watch it yet. And let's get into the video. Today I'm going to be doing a movie review of Citation the movie. It's a Nigerian film and it's on Netflix. Go watch it. But before you watch it, let's get right into this review. So this movie was written by Tunde Babalola and it was directed by Kunle Afolayan. Now we're talking about Citation. The storyline revolves around a girl who was doing a master's program in Nigeria, and she was young, beautiful, of course, vibrant, intelligent, all of those good stuff. And then this professor just comes and he wanted to take advantage of her. Basically, he tried to rape her and she got free, but it was a case that was going on and on and on. But let's watch the trailer and then I think we can go on from there, because I've watched the movie but I don't think everyone has seen it. So let's see the trailer. I'm going to play a clip down there for you guys.
With Professor Ndiare was after a tutorial class.
Scholars, we are in the presence of academic royalty.
So what's your name?
Morini.
Moremi. I'm not asking for your all of residence, I'm asking for your name.
Orúkọ mi ni Morini.
Let's take a pause, okay? I love Temiotodola. She is the movie star in the movie. She's that person that you are glued to the screen when you're watching her, because you're like, who is this beautiful girl? And I don't know why Nigerians like to downplay this girl's talent, because you do not appreciate rich people and their children. You do not appreciate their success. You do not appreciate where they're coming from, because people like to glorify grass to grow story. But I'm sorry, not everybody's going to suffer before they start to eat. No, but not everybody's going to have entered Keke Marwa and jumped bus before they were able to fly a plane. I don't get why people do not appreciate this girl's work. I don't get why you do not appreciate her talent as a person. She's doing amazing. Even her sister DJ Copy, who is a singer, she's also a DJ. She does a lot of things, and people overlook it because her father is rich. Like, is it her fault that her father is rich? I don't get it. It's just the way people do not like Davido. Why do you not like this person? You cannot be downplaying somebody else's success just because you are jealous of them or because you do not come from a rich family as well. I mean, if you see good work, appreciate it, okay? The only part of this movie is that I didn't like was she was speaking Yoruba. See, it's okay? She did an amazing job. But the Yoruba, I felt like they could have skipped the Yoruba part. I felt like they wanted to incorporate every part of Nigeria into it. Oh my gosh, when she was speaking French, it was so amazing. Should I say sexy? It was so amazing. Like, looking at her speak French. I've always wanted to learn French, but you guys, let's leave that. Looking at her speaking French, and she spoke Yoruba. I mean, Yoruba was, but it was okay. At least we understood what she was saying. I think that's the most important part. Let's continue watching.
Let's proceed. It was she who fed sex today.
She was infatuated by this man.
There was no infatuation.
She wanted to indulge me.
Measuring age, Chumo, you like.
Bonjour, Professor.
Bonjour.
To become the poster girl for every woman with a grudge against the male lecturer on this campus. They all think they can swim, but somebody's right.
Okay, now let's get right into this video, okay? So this movie has Temitodola, Jimmy John Lewis, Gabriel Afolayan, who is also Kunle Afolayan's brother. I feel like those Afolayans, they are just amazing people. Like, right from their sister Moji Afolayan, Aremo Afolayan, Kunle Afolayan, Gabriel Afolayan. These people are so amazing and talented, and I don't think I've seen Gabriel Afolayan English movie in a long time, so seeing him coming back is amazing. I've watched this movie, like I said, and I'm going to give you guys a breakdown. I love the fact that everything is relatable. If you're school in Nigeria, you can relate to this. So I have my own personal story, and I don't even know where to comment. This is supposed to be a movie review, but this movie review is so relatable that I just have to say what happened to me. So I went to school in Nigeria for a bit. I was in university for like 3 years, and I left. So when I was in my second year, this professor did exactly what this lecturer guy did to Morimi in the movie. I was that girl, except that Morimi was someone who used to speak, who used to answer questions. We used to ask questions. I already knew that when you ask questions, people would have their eyes fixed on you. People want to know more about you, or a professor would want to take interest on you, want to take keen interest on you. And I'm like, no, that's not how I want to go. So when I was in school, I barely spoke. I do not speak to people. I stay on my lane, my business, and all of those things. But I was in school one day, and I think I came late, and I sat with my friend. We stay in the same hostel, and we come from hostel to the class. So we usually sit together through all our classes, and then we go home together as well. So this guy picked me up, and it was like, not picked me up, but it was like, you go to sit at the back, and at that back was like the last row. Nobody sits there. I'm one of those people, I'm not a backbencher, but I'm like first to 3 rows, not first line, but like let's say second to 4th row. I'm like in the middle, but not middle far back. So I was wondering, like, why is this guy sending me to the back and all? But I sat down there because it's Nigeria now. You can't really answer any question. Like, if you can't even ask questions. It's in America that I see people talking to professors, and I'm like, wow, did you just speak to your professor? Like, professors will tell you that you call me by my first name, and everybody's cool with it. But in Nigeria, hey, they will be so upset if you call them by their first name, or if you address them in a certain way. So this man told me to sit at the back. I went ahead and sat at the back, and then he told me to, it was giving notes. So it was like dictating the notes out, saying it, and expecting us to take down notes like we usually did. He came to me and he said, oh, give me a piece of paper. So I gave him a piece of paper, and then he went to the front and come back. Sometimes as it's going, he will act like he's looking into my notes to see what I'm writing. This was so strange, you guys. This is somebody that I had been through first year and like maybe half of the second year, and I never had any issues with him. It wasn't like I was failing my classes. I didn't need any sex for grades or anything. So I was wondering, like, okay, why is this guy so onto me all of a sudden? And I was so scared. I was like, what's going on? Plus I was the only one at the back, nobody to talk to. Usually when something like that happens, you can whisper to your friend and say, okay, this is what's going on, and your friend can tell you, or be careful, or don't say anything, or just tell you what to do, or maybe just make you feel comfortable, whatever it is. But there was nobody beside me, and I just had to figure out on my own. So this man went to the front, came back, blah blah, and then he wrote on the notes that see me in my office immediately after class, or so, or maybe at 5 p.m. I can't remember. He gave me the paper. Meanwhile, he had squeezed the notes in my palm. And then I just looked at it and I was like, okay, what should I do with this? I was so scared, you guys. I was 18 because I left secondary school at 16. I got into that school immediately. That was my second year. Yes, I was 18 years old. Can you imagine a grown-ass man with 3 daughters giving me a note and making advances at me, 18 years old? So I wanted to say something real quick. Can you subscribe? Like, just click on the subscribe button. Yeah, let's carry on. He would like go to the front and signal to me that okay, I should give him the note back. And then he picked the note and was like, make sure you really know. Like, it was so, you could tell that something was wrong because he didn't want everybody in class to know. It was whispering and all, you know, like kind of fishy attitude. So I was like, what should I do? So I spoke to like the HOC. I don't know what HOC is called now. Head of class. I can't remember, but I know it's head of something, like one person to represent the class basically. So I called the HOC and I asked like, okay, is this normal? Is this something? And they were like, oh yeah, you really have to be careful. This man is like, I've heard he gropes people up in his office and he does all kind of things and he will ask you to sleep with him. I was like, sleep with who? For what? Why? When? Where? For? Oh my gosh. You guys, after he left the class, he also told the HOC to tell me to see him. Like, this was like a reinforcement to make sure that I showed up. So I was like, okay, this is not something that I could avoid. Even if I avoided him, we used to have the class, I think, every day or maybe 3 times a week or something. If I didn't see him that day, I would see him in class the next time, and God knows what he would do. So I went to the class, I went to his office around 5 p.m. and my friend went with me, and she was waiting for me outside his office. So while she was waiting, I went inside, and this man starts, like, he did not even, you know, God. And this is something that has happened to a lot of people, you know. People do not speak up about these things. I went to his office, and this man started asking me questions. Where are you from? What's your mother? Who's your father? What's your mother doing? Who's your mother's father? Was asking me ridiculous questions. I knew that something was up, so I didn't sit down. It was like, sit down. I'm like, I'm okay, I'll stand. And then he started groping me, like it was pushing me onto his table. This man almost raped me, you guys. I don't even know where I summoned courage from. I just ran. Like, I ran as fast as I could, because I know that this is not how I'm going to end up. Like, I'm not going to be one of those people who gets raped or who sleeps with a professor or lecturer for no reason whatsoever. Even if I want to fail, let me fail in peace and retake my classes if I have to. But I'm not going to come back and sleep with somebody, an old man for that matter. Even if he was young, who cares? Sleep with you for grades. What grades? I wasn't failing, I wasn't doing badly, I wasn't doing anything. Like, so why would you just pick on me? They'll just single you out, and then, oh my gosh, it's disgraceful. This is something I kept for so long because I couldn't tell anyone. This is something that I blocked out of my memory. I didn't remember anything about it for so long, because I was like, this is not a memory I want to relive. This is something that caused you trauma. And like, after that day, I think the next day, we had a class with this man. This man called me out, and he asked me a question. Like, he knew that he had not taught anybody, so he asked me a very ridiculous question that even if you hear the question, you'll be like, what is this? He just wanted to humiliate me in class. So I didn't know the answer, and this man insulted me. He insulted my parents. He said all kinds of things. And I used to wear face cap or something in class, just to these guys were like, and that's why you're wearing face cap to cover your face, idiot, stupid girl, da, da, da. I was like, wow, because I did not want to sleep with you, that's why. I cried my eyes out that day. I have never cried so much in school. I cried so much, because everybody in class was wondering, like, what's going on with you? I didn't know we used to talk to people. Like, if we did not live in the same hostel, or we did not go to mosque together, or we did not have classes together, you would never know me. Even if we had classes together, I had the way I spoke to people, because I didn't want, I feel like when you over familiarize yourself with people, they would take you for granted, and most people are just leeches, honestly. They just want to find out, what are you doing, where are you? He knew that he had done something, and so he sent the HOC to me again. He told the HOC to tell me to come to his office. So maybe like he wanted to apologize or something, or maybe he wanted to try his round again. But my people say once bitten, twice shy. It would never happen again. I didn't go. I did not even care if he was going to fail me or not. I did not go, and I didn't tell my mom until maybe a day before we left Nigeria, because what would she have done? What would she have done? When I told her, she was like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, okay, what would you have done? This is Nigeria. And that's exactly what happened to Morimi in the movie. She reported it, and he came back to want her. He was lying. He had a lawyer who could cover for him, and it became his word against us, because it wasn't like there was a camera or evidence somewhere. It wasn't like there was a recorded thing. Is that going to stop? When is it going to stop? How soon is it going to stop? Because this is something that has been happening in our society for so long. And when they're going to say, oh, she wore, what did she wear, what did she wear? I've been in America for how long? And in my years in school, if you see what girls wear, sometimes I just look at professors and I'm like, I hope you can survive this. If you see what girls wear, you will be astounded. You will open your mouth and be like, and professors, the lecturers they must never try to ask for anything or even touch, as much as touch a student, because any small thing is sexual harassment. You know, there are boundaries. Everybody knows left from right. Everybody knows, okay, this is wrong and this is right. And if a person is if somebody files a case like this against a professor, that's just know that man's career is over. He does not have a job anymore and all. I think not recently, but I know that after I left Nigeria, I heard that the man eventually got fired from the job because he was known to be sleeping with so many students. Like, he was sleeping. This was not even, they said he was sleeping with students. He would tell you just for grades. You just wonder, you'd be wondering how somebody who knows nothing, who does not come to class, and does not do tests gets all A's. They get all A's. I mean, it's okay for you if that's what you can do, but on the part of the lecturer is not professional. Imagine if a doctor says, let me sleep with you so you will not pay for your bills. Is that sex going to pay for the days of medical school? Is that sex going to pay for the nights when you were reading up all night? Is that sex going to pay for the equipment you used in the hospital? Is that sex going to pay for your time? You know? And there are so many people who are willing to give sex freely for you, and you are there, you want to die with that person that does not even care about you. Why? Because there was that girl, what's her name? I've forgotten her name, but Moremi's friend in the movie, she liked the professor. The professor was forming, oh no, I have a wife and 3 children. Meanwhile, the innocent girl who did not like him, did not give him any attention, was the person that he wanted. I have a question. Why do men like people that don't like them? Think about it. But anyway, I shared my story and I did my mini review. I hope you liked it. People in OAU will not let us hear what, because it's their school that they used in the movie, and they're just shouting, OAU is the best school. Oh please. It was not bad, but it just shows you that Nigeria needs a big upgrade in so many things that they do. Shout out to Queen Afolayan for that movie. It was so relatable. Even if you have not gone to school in Nigeria, I just feel like anybody can watch that and sharing our pain and sharing the things that we go through as a person, and so many things that we cannot even voice out to people because our society is known to tell you to hush things, to keep quiet, don't say it, you're talking too much, don't do it, oh god, save us. That'll be all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know if you like the video. If you watched the movie, let me know. Give me a comment, leave me a comment in the comment down below, and see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.